Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's we're going to be reviewing the new Audi Q7. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the young Audi here in Layton, Utah for giving me some time with this Q7. I'm going to include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 20 around town and then 26 on the highway, with power outputs being 261 horsepower and then 273 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. Starting with the hood, you can see it's very boxy with the overall design. I mean, look at the lines how they just go straight towards the windshield. And then this is the new headlight design for the Q7. It's very interesting just with how that wraps around at the top, and then you can see the lighting elements down below. And then the grille's been completely blacked out on this, including the Audi logo. You can see the trim all along the bottom, and the sides also blacked out. So putting it all together, it still looks like a Q7, but it has a slightly more modern touch. Now around the side here, our tire wheel setup is 285, 45, 20 in the front and over in the rear. And you can see here with the wheels, you've got the silver with the metallic gray. And then I love this with the fender flare outs body painted, same thing with the trim along the side. And speaking of the side, this is where it'll look most similar to the previous Q7. You can see the side profile of that just pretty much the same. Now here's a quick look at the key fob. We have our lock and unlock function. We got the opening here for the hatch and then the Audi logo there at the bottom. And popping inside, you can see we've got a cargo cover built in from the factory. And notice we've got some cup holders here for the rear passengers. You actually get these controls right here to raise and lower the third row, which we're not going to do that right now because we got the mat and everything down. But if you're wondering with the third row in the Q7, so here's a couple things. First off, you can see that the roofline comes down a little bit lower in the third row area. So headroom's a little bit more on the cramped side of things. And then with most SUVs in this segment, including this Q7, legroom is going to be a little bit tighter. So I would just reserve the third row for kids. You can fit adults back there, but not all that comfortably. Again, it's a thing with this particular segment. Anyways, with the third row folded down, it's spacious. When you're all done, just press this, and that will lower the hatch right back down. Now, taking a look at the tail lights here, this looks most similar to the previous version of the Q7. And then you can see the new badge design here in the back. It's kind of interesting with the effect. And then the Q7 badge is so small, it's blacked out so you can barely see it. But putting it all together, let me know what you think about the refreshed looks with the Q7. Now taking a look at the door panel, you can see soft touch here at the top, and then we have a sunshade here for the rear passengers, and then more soft touch down below. Really nice stitching. Got a little ashtray, it looks like. That's funny. But yeah, look at this trim here that goes across too, and then tons of storage. And then taking a look at these seats, perforated all down the center portion. Really nice trim. Getting in's easy. Just slide across. Legroom's good. Storage pocket. We've got some vents. We have our own climate zone here in the back, just like other Audi models, all controlled on that screen. And then headroom, solid. And here's a quick look at the screen while it's on. You can see we also have the heated seat controls here for the rear as well. Now taking a look at the front door panel, again, soft touch and down below. Got all of our window controls, mirror adjustments. The mirrors do power fold in. Got our memory seat function. You can see blind spot monitoring with the mirrors as well. And then popping over to the seats, got a nice trim just like the back. All of your adjustments on the side. Got our light controls here, and then this is cool with the trim that goes across. And then the dash, soft touch all across. Now taking a look at the steering wheel, soft touch all around. You can see the contrasted stitching there in the center. We got paddle shifters on the back. We also have a bunch of practical controls for like your phone controls, voice command controls, volume controls, controls for the center as well. And then a million stalks on the back. Now just like other modern Audis, this has the virtual cockpit setup. Fun way to show it is always the navigation screen. But yeah, really easy to use, and it's cool you can change the view of it. Now we do also have a 360 camera system with this cool 3D view. Again, another thing you'll see in a lot of these kind of more loaded up Audis in today's world. But yeah, great resolution. And then as for the rest of the infotainment system, see response time's pretty solid. You do have to kind of click in. It's got haptic feedback. So a little bit of a different user experience compared to what some of you might be used to with some cars. And then just like other Audis, we have our drive mode select here. So quite a few different modes. And you guys probably also noticed on the seats, you can also adjust stuff here, including the heat and cooled function, which is funny because there's a secondary screen where you can do similar stuff with the climate, the heated cooled seats, so they kind of like double down with some of the controls in the screens, which is interesting. And you can see like the physical button for the drive mode selects to be able to control defrosters, all of that. Got this for like the parking sensors, you can see for the safety tech, and then a little volume control. Shifter for the 8-speed, your parking brake, nice trim there. Some cup holders, and then we got the center console. Look how it moves. So forward, and then you can do up to. It's just different, and there's a wireless phone charging pad in there, by the way. So kind of an interesting setup. The nice stitching and everything there. You can see with the trim across the dash, and then how the vent trim kind of connects in the line. Nice trim in the glove box. And then we've got our controls here for the panoramic center. Well, there's kind of a bit of glare on the window, so it's hard to really show the window sticker, but 2025 Q7, and this has a few packages, so Premium Plus, Executive, Black Optics, it's got a lot. $71,500 is the total MSRP on this one, and let's see how it drives. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's visibility of the hood, both the mirrors, throughout the rest of the rear. And let's set off in the new Q7. Interesting, I'm doing a back-to-back with this and then a 24 SQ8. So, which, by the way, interesting release by Audi because, you know, basically the Q7 and Q8 are both getting a refresh during the same time period. But for some reason, this is a 2025 and the Q8's a 2024. I don't know. I don't know why, but I mean, I kind of know why, because they held off the 24 Q8s for a while, whereas the Q7s, you get a 24 pretty early on. So I'm guessing they did the model year designation as such to kind of explain to people like, hey, this is the new one, right? They don't want, you know, some automakers will have the same model year and one will be old body style, new body style. Chevy's doing that right now with the Traverse, for example. But I don't think that Audi likes to do that, so I think that's probably why they went about it in that way. But regardless of the reasons for it being a 25, let's see how it drives. So, solid torque so far. This is the entry-level powertrain, you have to remember that. We're still gonna get, you know, bigger powertrains in this. 6-cylinder, 8-cylinder, all of that. But you gotta start somewhere, right? I will say the seats are comfortable. They've got good padding, bolsterings, pretty nice as well. The auto stop start is super quick. Just like, boom. Interesting. I just find it funny that Audi has like the on the one gauge, it's like date and time and all of that. You know, obviously most cars have a clock, but most of them don't, just like on the gauge cluster display what day it is. Yeah, smooth. But I guess back on that date and time, what it should say is give up all your money day, because it's tax day. Give up all your money to Uncle Sam Day, whatever you want to call it. But it drives well so far. I mean, it's pretty comfortable. And nice cabin insulation. It's kind of a windier day today. It's been raining on and off. But I think it does good so far. Let's get up and get our acceleration here. You know, I wouldn't say that it's fast by any means, but it doesn't feel underpowered. Now, I guess if you were like pushing this hardcore performance driving, yeah. But in terms of just like daily driving and getting up to speed and all that, it's not bad. Like it gets up at a pretty good pace. And we'll kind of pop it into the auto again. Wasn't the best acceleration on the planet, but yeah, this 4-cylinder's got good torque. I think that's what helps out with making it feel adequate in such a large vehicle. So overall, I would call this more of a refresh rather than a full-on redesign. It kind of just changed the exterior looks a bit, and that's not a bad thing. Audi's got a nice, their interior layout's great. They drive well, so I think they're just trying to kind of modernize the looks with the Q7 and the Q8 a little bit. So let me know what you guys think about the new Q7, and let me know what you think about the 4-cylinder.